What's up guys, this is my tier list for the ranked battle royales mode and I plan to make one for the arena later. This is long overdue, but I was trying to find the right format for presenting and also getting back to my diamond rank before making any judgments. Much thanks to my friends and viewers for sticking with me through the ride, and without delaying, here is my tier list and I'll get to explaining it in a moment. And just putting it out there as a disclaimer, these are just my opinions and taking Olympus as the main rank map for the moment. So let's start with the S tier and why I have them there. S tiers in my opinion are great being played solo and can also provide the team with great utility. These guys are more often than not found in the end game ring in the finals, and Octane, Valkryie and Wraith all provide utilities with their ults, whether it's in the form of a jump pad, a portal, or as a mobile jump balloon tower. Bloodhound has always been a strong recon character since Season 0 and is the only character that allows combat mobility while being able to get information. Similarly, Gibraltar being the only character so far to create a moment of respite in the midst of the chaos. This allows the team to move and control risky points than they normally otherwise couldn't. Alright, now I'm going to go through the A tier list, and these are the characters that can hold on their own but can definitely do a lot more when they're in a team environment. These characters aren't bad and can arguably also be in the S tiers, especially in the right hands. However, I still think their two sets work more as complements to the other legends instead of being on their own. Starting with Revenant, who had a huge buff in my opinion with the ability to almost double climb, and the current map layout being Olympus having tall to reach places, this adds to his initial ability to use his ultimate for scouting or initiating fights. Horizon has always been a strong pick but has been nerfed quite a bit and doesn't make her a very good choice when an Octane or Wraith is available. Similarly, Pathfinder is also a strong pick and does well as a solo pick too, but with the advanced techniques he can fully utilize his grapples and zips to reach areas. However, keen players will be able to hear the zips incoming, and during this transition they are left vulnerable. Bangalore is in the A tier as she is great playing solo but sometimes mess her teammates up. Enough said, as she doesn't have much changes in the past year. However, coupled with a Bloodhound or digital threat on her teammates, this makes her team superior in the gunfight. Crypto is in the A tier because he can provide information of the enemy's location far before being spotted and before a fight even begins. Additionally, with the right teammates and players, it is possible to take a fight by being the first to engage, and in the Battle Royale mode, having the first shot matters. However, this requires the team to be very disciplined, and Crypto is hard to pull off in a solo ranked situation unless you have a full team behind it. Finally, Wattson is a very strong defensive character that recently is able to recharge her own shields, however very slowly, and control a building with utmost care. The only problem is, most fights could possibly end up outside the building, and when it comes to the last ring, you'll inevitably have to engage a team on those terms. Right, so now to the B rank. Using them won't be as good as the A tiers, but they are pretty fun, and with a certain level of mastery they can be pulled off to win a big W. Loba is probably the better one of the list as she provides a lot of the early game support and is good for the rotations. Enough said, she is a pretty fun character to play, and if you have a Loba as a teammate, you'll be guaranteed at least some good gear. Caustic in my opinion probably has taken quite a bit of a nerf since the damage reduction, and before he would have been at least in the A if not S tier depending on who you're asking, and now has taken quite a backseat. Mirage is just fun to play. With the recent update, his decoys is now able to produce a footstep sound. With that said, it is great for confusing the enemy with his regular decoys, and with his ultimate can cause quite a mayhem. However, this also extends to his teammates, and that is why he is in the B tier. Rampart had a small buff in the recent patch and is able to deploy her shield a lot faster now, and with the recent super glide technique being introduced, she can be used to great mobility where there is none. However, her high skill cap required to pull this off, and the time for her to deploy her shields still takes some time, and that is why she is still in the B. Now we have come to the last two of the list, and this in my opinion have little to offer in Battle Royale, but they can be used to practice mastery over the basics. Lifeline with receiving only a slight buff to her ultimate at the expense of completely removing her shield, her purpose in BR is now reduced to a terrible state. While the allure of being able to resurrect a person with the tap of a button, this comes at a heavy price, where your teammate is now unable to use their knockdown shields to provide you cover or to shield themselves. Fuse on the other hand is a walking grenade storage whose ability is to stick a grenade cluster to break doors or damage the enemy. His ultimate is able to create a ring of fire over the enemy squads, but is easily avoided through use of Horizon's ability, Octane's pad, or simply standing on high ground and jumping over it. His usage are too niche and too specific to be able to be used in a flexible situation in BR, and has not too many good usage in that sense. So that is the end of the video. Agree or disagree, let me know in the comments and let's chat about it. Again, these are just my opinions and I'm sure there will be different opinions about the matter, so thanks for watching the video all the way through and I'll be working on the arena tier list in the coming days. Stay safe out there and catch you guys later.